putting the TI on the internet. I say hopefully because most of the time it works very well. Occasionally,
But this is a demonstration.
something happens and it won't. And I know there's been a lot of controversy over whether the TI will work or won't work on the internet. And the answer is to make a direct PPP connection like you do with the PC, no, it won't work. To log on and as a Unix shell account, yes, it works very fine. The TI is only running as a terminal connected to a Unix server in this case. And like I said, it works very well with that. Now, is there anyone here that has used the TI on the internet?
This is not activated.
Well, it's probably because I didn't turn it on. Now this,
What he's showing here is, that's a VGA monitor. And what will become apparent soon is when he runs term 80, you can actually read term 80 on the VGA monitor.
which is very difficult in the 80 column mode on one of the other monitors. The whole contrast there. Okay, is there anyone in here that has used the TI? Yeah, well, quite a few.
You have used term 80? You said
Well,
you used the TI.
Right, any terminal program, they're all...
I've used it, but we use the toy. With the speech synthesizer, that's when we use term 80. But I don't know.
Okay, anyone in here that has not done the internet at all?
Right here.
Well, we have a couple of people. Okay, well I'll go slow on this, go through everything step by step. If there's any questions at all, anyone have any questions at all, just holler out, full stop, try to explain anything that I can explain. If I can't, then someone here is going to know the answer. Okay, I guess we're ready to go. We'll go ahead. Now, this program takes a long time to boot up. It's a whole lot to it. Looks like it's running.
This is term 80 that you're looking at.
Right, it's term 80. Okay, you can see the main, I don't know where to stand here, where I'm not in the way of one of the monitors. Main screen's pretty colorful. Gives information about the program. This is the last colorful screen that we will get on it. From here on, once it starts loading up the modules, we'll be in the 80 column mode. Now this will run 40 columns or 64 or 32 even, I believe. The reason to run it in 80 columns is because that's what the internet is in 80 columns. If you run it in anything less, and you try to put the cursor on whatever you want to put it on, you have no idea where it's going to end up. And it's rather a mess. Okay, we're coming into initialization now where it's loading the drivers and doing this and that and everything else. Which the modem has to be on when this program boots or it probably will lock up. That area there can't find a driver file, and well, that's no problem because I don't have all the drivers on. All right, we're ready to go. Now, if anyone's never done this, first thing you want to do when you get it going is to type in AT. Okay, it comes back okay. That means the TI is talking to the modem. There's a lot of different configurations we can have here, but one of the things I like to do is set the modem speed internally to 9600 baud, which is simply do by ATS37 equals 9. It says okay, so that register 37 in there is now set to 9600 baud. Now, if we go to function 5 here, you'll see we have our speed set here at 14.4. And the printer, of course, is disabled, because we don't have one. And full duplex, everything else. Now, you notice we do have 65,000 byte input buffer. And I think that's 18,000, should be, it's hard to, yeah, 18,000. And gives us some of the other parameters. We have the ANSI or VT52 interpreter, which I have ANSI enabled, which VT100 is basically a subset of ANSI, and VT100 is what most internet connections require. I have the ANSI color disabled because when you have color on with an 80 column screen, you cannot read it. It's not real great with it off, but with it on, you just can't see it at all. And everything else is pretty much normal, except we're running black on white, which is just the reverse of what we're having here, because black on white is a little bit easier to see also. And bold text, reverse text, underline, all that stuff doesn't exist on the program. We put it in the menu because it may be sometime, in fact it will be in version 5, that hopefully will be out later this year, include a whole bunch of other things. One of the things I plan on doing here is demonstrating how we can download a file. And in order to do that and not have to wait for a disk access, I'm going to hit function 6 now. We're going to load the download module into memory. And you see we have the TI-99 and X modem and X modem 1K block and Y modem, and Y modem GBAT is what we're going to use. I'll probably hit F for Z modem. The Z modem doesn't exist, but I think it looks impressive to use Z modem on the TI, and that just reverts to the Y modem back, so we're going to use that. The hit G now for a port. That's gone, and it's still in memory. Now what I'm going to do is hit Control 0. That's going to clear the screen. Now I'll Control 3 for a couple times. See if we can come up with a white here. Or anything a little more readable. That may not be too bad. AT and V, just a final check to make sure you can see everything on the screen. And we can see our register S37, which is 9, that's where I set it. And we had started out with an initialization string of ATZ1, which recalls the stored profile, number 1. And where is S37 here? So you don't even see it. Well, anyhow, it was 8. So sometimes I'll log on to bulletin boards and things that require lower speed. But anyhow, we're ready to go. At this point, I would normally type AT DT. That's who gets the attention of the modem, and DT for dial with tone dial. Now, Charlie has to manually dial this because he has a special code to put in order to enable a long distance call. And what I'm going to do is log in my own internet provider, which is down in Rochester, Pennsylvania. It's a free net. It isn't free, but they call it a free net. Compared to a lot of the commercial providers, it's pretty inexpensive. So we're ready to try this?
I guess. I pick up this phone and dial, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do I dial?
Well, I guess a 1.
Okay.
724.
Wait a minute. Outside line.
Right, 1.
Plus 724.
774 1053.
Rating. Now it's connected. Do I hang up?
Hang up. I hope. Huh? Must not operate that way.
No, I was afraid that might be the case. So we can try it again. Automotives don't like this way of accessing long distance numbers.
Yeah. Could you put that in from the keyboard? We could turn the video off so no one can see what numbers it is.
Is there a pause? Can you put a pause in?
Sure.
Several pauses?
Sure. How many seconds?
Probably 3.
Okay. That's no problem. Okay.
So all right, 9, all right,
Oh, okay, that's great.
it's 9 dial tone and then 1. So it's 9 pause for a dial tone.
Okay, 9. Half a second good enough after that?
I don't know. We can give it more than that, because you wait for a dial tone.
Okay. We'll put 9 and then a second pause.
All right. Let me try something to figure out how long this second pause needs to be. Dialing a long distance number I know is not going to get answered. So. Okay. Probably 2 seconds.
Okay, well I have 3 in here.
All right. So then after that it would be
There, or. Well, let's do that again. If everything went right, this wouldn't be a normal demo.
This wouldn't be a TI demo.
Now, see, the way this works is you dial a whole long distance number and then you get a tone and I have to then put in my access code.
It's not up here. It's not on the tape, Trevor. Your access code.
I know. And that particular sequence of dialing the whole number, waiting for the tone, and then putting in your access code, most modems don't like. I'm going to do this again.
Did you get that?
No.
Okay.
Take it here, there.
It's dialed out. And get a history, so.
I want the code.
I want the code.
Busy. It
Should make the connection. Get this technology.
Okay, it's not busy because we have never... Is 724 our area code? Okay, they just changed it. I'm not familiar with it yet. We'll try it again.
Give it less delay. At that.
Less delay?
Yeah, give it less delay.
Okay.
At least the second delay make it less. You managed to get through to the point
You want to use my calling card? Will we take my calling card?
I'll make 2 seconds.
I don't know, try 1 second, see what happens.
Okay, well, we have 1 second in there now.
Press enter. Dialing.
There we go. Got the handshake. Okay.
Fine.
Now, did you see that connect speed on there?
No.
I don't know how we ended up with that. I don't know if we
We're
were
connected at.
16,800.
Wow.
That's a bit too fast. But I'll go ahead and try to log in and see if it'll work.
You're on.
Okay.
Regents of the University of California.
This is BSDI Unix, which is Berkeley Software Design Institute, and it comes from out there. So right now, we're logged on. We're at what we have on here is a Unix prompt. And we can go ahead and connect at this point to the internet. We can do email. You can compile a program in Unix, do any darn thing you want to do. Have the full services of the server now. And what this is we're connected to. It's a dual Pentium 200 megahertz computer with 16 terminals on it, 16 different modems. And this is connected to the internet on a T1 line through a 256K frame relay. Now, how many people are we sharing this with right now? I don't know. I can type a W for who. There's only one logged on. And that's the way it is most of the time. So basically, I have my own private internet connection for the TI. And let's see what we can do in LF, which is the same as doing a catalog. And come up and give a list of files that I have in the directory there, which you see, other than the configuration files needed for various things, there's not too much. And at this point, I don't know, I think there's probably two things most people want to do on the internet. And one of them is email, and the other is go around to various websites. I have a choice on here, and you'll find us through almost any Unix shell account of 3 email programs. Mail, which is absolutely the quickest imaginable. But it's a typical Unix program, and it is very cryptic. You have Elm, which is a pretty good mail program, and then the one we're going to use, which is Pine. Pine is the slowest one of them all, but it's also the easiest to use. Just type in Pine. Then we come up with the main menu. It looks like we have 70 email messages on there. Not that I'm that popular, but I belong to the TI list server that Southwest 99ers have, and that generates a good bit of traffic sometimes. So if we just hit I for inbox, then we're coming up with all the messages on here.
So what term entry does is it does not black out a screen and overwrite the screen. You between each function, it overwrites the screen?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
And which is, if we had a DEC BT100 terminal connected here, that's exactly the way it would do it. I use a DEC terminal at work every day when I'm there, and the functions between it and using Term 80 are basically identical. I have not found anything yet that Term 80 won't do in an emulation. And I don't know if anyone here has ever used Unix or not. They have a very wonderful editor called Vi for a visual editor. And it has got to be the most gruesome, cryptic, terrible program I have ever used. But it does work, and it's real good. It takes some pretty funny keystrokes, but Term 80 does all of them okay. So once we're in here, we can hit space bar, and we're going to go down to the next screen. And, you know, if we want to read one, well, someone's making a comment here about the new version of MS-DOS.
Turtle question, second from the top.
There's been quite a few messages on Horizon. And so on, so we're only down to message 57, I believe it said, or we're 79 of them altogether. Now, the function and arrow keys work. You know, we can go down here and, well, if we want to see what Jeff White has to say, cursor down to that, hit enter. And there we have the message on the screen. You can read it if you can, which is very difficult. And what is he talking about there? As normal, some of the things that Jeff White gets into are well beyond what I understand. But say we wanted to save that message. Hit E. Export the message to file, and well, we'll just type down Jeff. Now, if we go out and look, we've got that file Jeff with this message in the home directory there. If there's anything in here that has an attachment, you can hit B to view the attachment, S to save the attachment. It doesn't matter. It can be any kind of a 20 megabyte PC file. Use the TI here, you can still save it. And you can even download it, but it just wouldn't do you any good. And if we hit N, we'll go on to the next message. Then if you hit B, you go back to the previous. You hit I, we're back into the inbox. Now, does anyone have any questions on anything so far?
Can you print that?
Can I print it?
Yeah.
If I had a printer, yeah.
So you just have a letter and the whole thing?
In fact, if we had a printer connected up, we could have everything being printed out as we're viewing it on the screen. Which on a couple of these monitors here probably would be preferable.
But you can't download it onto a disk?
For sure.
Oh, that's why I couldn't understand.
But that's a little separate. That's why I exported that message. Not that I wanted it, just as one we can use to show you how it works. Okay, if we want to compose a message, send one to something, we can hit C. And we're ready to go. Wants to know who we want to send a message to. You want to send a message, Shirley?
Oh, send a message to the list server from the Lima phone conference saying, "Hi, we're sending this from Lima using the TI."
Okay. Well, that would be TI-99.
Speaking of messages, yesterday I got an email from Tony McGovern that said, "Say hi to everybody."
Hi, Tony.
Okay, TI-99 at theriver.com. We don't need a carbon copy. We have no attachments to put on it. Subject? Month 1998. Now we're ready to put a message in.
Go ahead, Johnny, tell me.
What do you say?
Hi, everybody.
Don't forget to make your messages long and wide so that one fella won't complain.
I have to listen to it, we'll have to read about it in 2 weeks.
Until we do that. Gotta have a key call.
We can type it all in caps too, that would sure sound like
You could save the message as a max image. That would. It's an image format, something too much.
Now, you say that you can attach or link another text message onto this.
A text message, a binary program file, anything at all you want. And send that along with it.
That's how I send my minutes to my newsletter when I go to see the email attachment.
Actually, I've got
Asking them to reply, taking somebody's time. Asking them to reply, why aren't they?
Yeah. Well, they will. You can be sure we'll get an answer to that.
Well, I mean, they'll reply to the list server, which could take hours today. That could eat up a lot of
Okay, now we've got this on here. You know, this has come to you from the 1998 month conference in Lima, being done on a TI-99 This is a good conference and everyone is having fun. Wish you all were here. Now, we hit Control X. Send message. We'll hit yes for yes. Send email, writing FCC. That's it. It's gone.
All right.
Now, we have a big dog. Big white Samoyed. Very nosy. She's nosier than I am. She can come over here, stick her nose on the keyboard, hit the Control X at the same time, and send an email message. And she has done this several times.
The cat that does that.
Now, if the dog can do it, anyone can do it. I mean, right here's proof of that because, okay, now if we're done in here, we can just hit Q. Really quick find? Yes. Okay, we're back at the prompt. We'll do an LF for list files again. There's that one chap that we exported. Now, we want to put it on the disk. We hit SZ. That's send Z modem. But fortunately, it also does Y modem and X modem.
What's all that mean?
Those are the X, Y, and Z modem are the three main protocols that are used for transferring files. The TI with term 80 will support X modem and Y modem. At this time, not Z modem. But that is promised. When we put the file name,
Which is the best? Which one is the best? That one.
Y is the quickest. Then we hit enter. Now we get a string of zeros. Now we'll go back to function 6, which is in memory since we've had it in there before. We'll hit F for Z modem. Comes up DSK, we'll put a 1. Enter. Opening file. And see the lights on. We're writing that. That was a quick one. That's done already. We've got that file on our disk. Hopefully, every once in a while, the light will come on. It says it's writing to it. So you go look at the disk, and you'll have a 1 byte file, which is totally blank. Which is why I never...
You know why that is?
No?
That's because the file was opened and was not closed.
Oh.
When you have one sector, it means it was not closed.
Well, now, the other thing we have here that we can do on the internet is go all around the web, anywhere you want, anywhere in the world, any URL, which is URL is Uniform Resource Locator, which is basically the address used to access anything. Now, we can't get graphics, can't use Netscape Navigator or Internet Explorer or anything like that, so whatever we get is all text. The one advantage, it does go pretty quick. Now, to make things easy, those of you that use the internet on any kind of whatever, you'll probably have a bookmark file with all your favorite websites in it. Well, this is no different. Here we have a bookmark file. That's something that doesn't come up automatically. You have to make it, but it's in there. In fact, here it is, links under bookmarks.html. That's a lot to type in at the command line. But if we put in links, space, hyphen, book, we got the bookmark file. Now, you will notice that the reverse video is really difficult to read. If we hit Control 1, that resets it to white on black. What is now white on black and hard to read goes to black on white.
A little bit.
Yeah, you're right there.
Who's handling the HTML code? Is it term 80 or?
Well, no, Links is doing that.
Links? Oh.
Yeah, in fact, tell you what, let's change this back again. Let's, we're going to
Now,
black
the
the
links
string, okay?
Where is links? I mean, normally when people have, Netscape, it's on their hard drive, and
Right.
then it's the HTML code. Where is the links that you are running?
Links is on the server that we logged into.
Okay.
We're still just using TI as a terminal and using all the services of that dual Pentium server.
So that server translates from whatever comes over the wire into something that's just straight ASCII that it puts on
But
the
it's,
unit.
but this is more than straight ASCII, this is formatted.
Yeah, link.
Yeah, that's
Oh, well, wait a minute now.
This is not just the basic, the basic,
Let's hit
not just
function
the
Z.
text,
code.
it's
this is formatted.
Okay, I hit function Z here, which is the backslash.
That's the code.
There we go. We're viewing the HTML source file. And for those unfamiliar with it, HTML is hypertext markup language. And you can see all the formatting junk that's in there. It is, if you can read the screen, this is real difficult, though. You have to admit it. Now here's a href equals mugmaps.html. Now listen, when you see that href and a name, that comes up highlighted. And when you click on that, then you'll go to that file. Unfortunately, there's nothing in the maps file that we can see on the TI. And the backslash is nothing more than a toggle, so we'll go ahead and reload it. One thing that anyone that ever plans on doing this, if you have email notification and you have to be looking at something like this, an email message will come in and it'll overwrite the screen and make a horrible mess. So you can't read anything. If that happens, hit Control W. That just refreshes the screen. And you're back clear again. Now in the configuration file, I think it's the shell configuration file, .cshrc file. I have in there one little line that has BIFF, B-I-F-F. That's mail notification program, and I have an N after that for no. So now, if I get an email comes in, it'll come up a message on the bottom of the screen, but it won't overwrite it.
Can I ask what sounds like a stupid question?
Nothing is stupid.
This server that you are now talking to over the wire is setting everything up and sending it to you as if you were what I call a dumb printer. If you don't understand anything but spaces, carriage returns, line keys.
No, because the VT100 is not considered a dumb
It's not
terminal.
quite that dumb.
No, that's a smart terminal.
All right. So it's treating you exactly as if you were a VT100.
Right. Matter of
And
fact,
this and term 80 is what's making it do that
right. Term 80 is turning the TI
into a
VT100 terminal. Which, I'm glad you brought that up, Bruce. Which is something I didn't do. When I first logged in here, one of the first things you have to do is type in set term equals VT100 or set environment, ENV, equals VT100, some such thing, depending on what shell you're operating in. We're working in a C shell here, which is the default that logs into, but I can go into a BASH or a KSH or any of the other number of shells that are on there. But the C seems to be one of the most popular and easiest to use. But if I had not have typed in VT100 and tried to go into Pine, it says your terminal of type dump is lacking features needed to run Pine. Now no one saw me type it in because there again I had put it in the login file, so I don't have to type it in every time. And as a result, I had forgotten about that until Bruce mentioned it, which I'm glad he did. Now, same as in Pine, spacebar goes on to the next page. here we are at 2 p.m. on this thing, and then I will not even try to pronounce Ted's last name, but looks like you'll have something at 3 o'clock on how to transfer files from the TI to the PC. Now, you want to go back again?
It's almost 3 o'clock.
Okay. We hit the hyphen and we go back. Now, say we go back to the beginning here. Oh, wrong key. Oh, how did I?
How you done it?
Okay, good. Command not found. That's excellent. We'll go back to the beginning here. Well, let's see. Where is our cursor? I can't see it, but at this point, let's hit an A. It says save document or link to bookmark file. If we hit L for link, official Lima, Ohio website. Hit enter. Done. That is now in our bookmark file. We hit B, and we're back into the bookmark file. And here's the official Lima, Ohio website. We put the cursor on that, we would go right back to where we wouldn't. We would go to the town of Lima. Is that right, Charlie? We'd go to the town of Lima website if we...
Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that was one of the links that I had.
All right, well then that link is now in the bookmark file. Now, do we have another minute or two, or...
And after.
Okay, well,
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, we'll draw this to a close. I was going to do a little more, but we're running out of time.
This is interesting.
What version of terminal radio?
No idea. I don't know if there is a version number. We're going to go up here to number 19. That's the Premier Web where the TI CD-ROM is. And it says making FTP connection. Now, this is traditionally a slow one to go to. It took probably 3 seconds to get there. And if we can go down here, TI-CD,
Because you are in asking text receive mode.
well,
Terminal emulator comes up much quicker than if we're transmitting graphic.
Oh, yeah.
10 times a week.
okay, now I'm going to have the cursor on catalog 01. I really don't know much of what any of this stuff is here. Here again, if we hit Control 1, we can turn that text around. And I have no idea what this is, but it's an archive file. Hit D for download. Save the disk. No other methods have been defined, which you can define any amount of methods in the configuration file if you want. Hit enter. Name comes up down there, we'll accept that. Saving, done. That file is on them. Function S, the left arrow, we're back to where we started. It'll just hit Q at this point. Sure you want to quit? Yes. Yeah, that's as good as any. Now what is that? 99 dot...
TXT.
99 JUN 91. And that should have been a... That's right, you can't use the arrow in this situation since we're running right on Unix command line. But Control H for the backspace works. Or I could use function 1 or function 9 also. Okay, that was what, 199 JUN 91?
Yeah, dollar bill.
If I got that right, command not found, okay. Must have been a misspelling there. Okay.
Well, I mean, you know,
Again, we're doing the download. That's 13,568 bytes, it looks like. You can see there's not much of any problem on doing the download. You don't have to provide a file name, anything, just whatever drive you want it to go to, and going along and doing it pretty good. So, wasn't for having to write to the floppy disk drive, which is rather slow, it would go rather quickly.
So it's a TI executable file, or is it now a TI executable file?
Well, it's an archived thing, yes. We could unarch that, and that is assuming it's on there.
These come in with TI files headers.
Right.
Strip them off, or you have to...
No.
No, it doesn't strip off, okay. So then it's not a TI executable file. You have
Well, you have to use archiver, unarch it, then it's executable. If it was put in as an executable, I have no idea what that file name means, so...
whatever it was to begin with.
You want to go to this, emergency letter file, or text file, could do anything.
Okay, we're done. And that's it.
I would like you, I know you've done this once, but I'd like you to do it again. Put on the TI list server all the details of that gizmo that you have to hook it up to the VGA monitor. Okay, where you bought it, what it costs.
Okay.
And what kind of input, I mean, it looks like just a regular RCA.
Right, it takes composite in, NTSC, or
Right,
or
put it
how?
on the list server so we can read it. I mean,
Okay.
we're running out of time now, and I don't have a piece of paper to write this stuff down, and I'd like to have it in print.
Log out, too many arguments.
Anyway.
Well, definitely you've been talking too much.
Okay, connection closed. No carrier, ATH. Okay, now, this is one of the beautiful parts of term 80. Control, function, shift, equal. Only 4 keys at once. And it's
Nice
still,
blue screen.
and it still doesn't exit. Sometimes it does. Sometimes you'll come back to the title screen.
Can't do that, actually. No, you won't do that.
Now, can we take 1 second here and check to see if we really did get those files over there? Okay, got a 54 byte ARC file. Now you'll notice that it does truncate the name. Anything that goes over 10 characters, if there happens to be a period in the file name, it will change it to an underbar. Now one real quick thing here. Oh, I didn't want to hit that. You see what kind of a thing this is compared to what it was when we read it on the server. It's not exactly formatted properly, and not only that,
But if you put that into TI Writer,
you can't. How are you going to put a diskfix 128 in TI Writer?
There's a conversion program.
It's
It's in the August Micropendium 93. August 93 Micropendium.
Okay.
this looks familiar.
Now, we're converting that, and believe me, I pestered the daylights out of Bruce until he went ahead and did this little program.
Oh, we made that?
Yeah.
That's why I said this looks familiar.
Now we'll go back in and,
Tell me about the big things. The thing is, the guy don't understand.
okay, now we're back formatted like what it was. It doesn't show it this way because it is an 80 column file, and we're using the wrap in the view function, the distribute, but otherwise it is formatted. It's a DV80 file. Take it into any editor, do anything you want.